Hey, Ralph Davella here. So I'm just going to talk shortly about knowing when you're warmed up. Warming up for a practice session could be different than warming up to play a gig. When you're out sometimes and you're playing on the job, sometimes you don't have the privacy to warm up, or there's just no time to warm up. So in that case, you're going to be warming up a little differently. You're not going to be able to do what you're used to doing. So, I guess just be smart about it on the first couple pieces you're playing, and let whatever you're playing be your warm up on the job if you don't have an opportunity to do it beforehand. Warming up at home before you have a practice session, everybody's different. You might want to warm up for 5 minutes, for an hour. Doc Severson says he warms up for 2 hours. So everybody's different. But for me, and actually I'm trying to get the point across for you, is that to know when you're warmed up enough to go ahead and play if you don't want to warm up for real long periods of time. For me, there's a couple things that I like to play, and if I'm playing that okay, then I know I'm warmed up enough to go ahead and finish playing what I want to play for that day. So there's a couple exercises. Let me show you the two exercises that they're not hard, but I know if I can play them okay, then I know that I'm ready to play. Let me show you. All right, for me, I'll show you the two exercises that I like to do, but there's not the same ones that you have to do. You know how you feel when you're playing. So whatever exercises that you can do and that you feel good, that if you play them and you playing them good that day at that point, then you know that you're warmed up. But for me, I do these couple exercises that are in my book here. So you don't even have to do these, but this is what I do. One's on page 123. Let me just show you. It's a simple chromatic exercise. So I play that chromatic exercise from C to the high C, and if I'm playing that, if I could play that real comfortable and easy, for me, I know I'm pretty warmed up. And the other one is it's in my book. It's on page 60. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's called the spider webs combined, which takes you up and down to the point where you're all the way from G down to low G here. There it is, and then back up to the G on the line, G on the top line. And if I can do that, then I know I'm ready to go. So I'll play these two for you, but these could be your warm-up exercises, or it could be other. Now I don't do these right away, these two exercises. I warm up to this, then I do these. So you need to do the same thing. You're warming up, and then you test yourself with whatever exercises you want to test yourself with. And if you're playing it good, then you're good to go. If you're not playing it the way you think you should be playing it at that point, then warm up a little longer. So that's the point, is what I'm trying to say. Everybody's different, and just try to know when you're warmed up. All right, so I'll do the chromatic exercise. I play from the C, middle C, down to the low C, back to the middle C, to the high C above the line. And for you, maybe you want to do the F sharp down to the low F sharp, up to the F sharp on the top line. It's up to you what you think it feels good for you when you're warmed up. That's all. If that comes out easy, then I'll feel as though I'm warmed up. And then I'll do another exercise to see if I'm flexible. In my case, we call it the spider webs, but you could do whatever you want to do to feel as though that you're flexible enough to go on. All right. So for me, I like to do the spider webs. If they come out fairly easy, then I know I'm getting to the point where my lips are flexible and I'm ready to go on. Okay, they came out fairly easy. They could come out, a little bit easier actually for me. So, so I know that I'm getting close to being warmed up enough at that point. So what I do sometimes is with these spider webs, there's something called spider webs down, and I'll work it, and I'll hit certain notes, and I don't like the way they sound, I'll stick with that particular note. For example, let's say I don't like the way that B is feeling. Alright, so I like the rest of them. So like if you hit certain notes, E, flat, D, or whatever it is, and it doesn't sound like it's coming out right, stick with that note a little bit, tongue it a little bit, slur it, hold it out till it starts sounding good. And I'm telling you, that's a big help. So for you, you do whatever you need to do. The whole idea of this video is just to remind you, is for yourself, know when you feel as though you're warmed up to go on. Because sometimes if you're not warmed up right and you go on, you play other things, instead of having a good practice session, it gets worse. So know when you're warmed up. It doesn't have to be 2-hour warm up. It could be 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever's good for you. I hope this video reminded you a little bit that you have to just think a little bit at the beginning to know when your lips are feeling good. So do what exercises that you like to do to get to that point. And happy trumpet playing. Nice being with you again.